All right, I think I'm live. Um, Super unprepared. I just got done handling some customers or talking to some customers, so just wasn't really prepared. But it looks like I'm live, so I'll just wait for some people to get here. Super unorganized for right now. Maybe like that. Get back here and maybe I'll. I don't have none of my pictures changed around, or we'll have to work on the fly for that stuff. So we'll just wait and see if anybody comes. If nobody comes, we'll end it early. Yep, I was just had a guy that was going to pick up his car, but he left it here, and then this guy showed up, and I just took it for a quick drive, and he thought that the wheel bearings were bad, but they're I'm not sure it's a wheel bearing, but the the longer I got in my test drive, the more it was making a noise. Like it started shaking the dash when I was pulling in. So kind of like a stuck brake caliper, but I kind of felt the heat on them when I got back here, and they all felt the same. So I'm not sure that's what it was. Um, so yeah, I just pulled that one in. That's for tomorrow. Still haven't done anything on the Jeep. The other guy that was for the Equinox with the bad PTU. This is the in the drain pan. That's the oil that came out of the PTU, and there's actually a piece of a chipped ring gear or pinion gear in there. That's the one I did the little short video on. Oh, it would have been yesterday. But the big beaker there, or the measuring container, that's the transmission fluid in that one. Then the one in the middle, that's out of the rear diff. And then this next one is this fluid. But I talked to the guy, and he's like, "What causes that?" And I'm like, "Well, most generally, it probably wasn't serviced." And so we looked up the services for it. It's every 45,000 miles for the transmission fluid and the PTU fluid. Hey, Leisure, yeah, I just barely made it on here. I'm gonna have to wing some of this tonight. I wasn't prepared. Just got done. Had to go up. Some lady called me, or the librarian called me up at the library and said there was a customer broke down out there, and I should come up and try to jump start her car. So I get up there, and I can't get it jump started, and I bang on the starter with I had an old brake pad, so I was banging on it with that. No, I think the starter's out, or it's clicking, so it's got to be the starter. Either that or the engine's locked up. But we towed it off the road, and I gotta have somebody help me tomorrow get it up here because Michelle's sick. She's very sick. She's couldn't get out of bed yesterday at all, and then today she slept most of the day. But I've been checking on her all day, and I was just over there, yeah, to check on Michelle, make sure she's got water, make sure she can eat just a little bit. But she's sicker than a dog, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that lettuce thing that's going around, or. But anyways, she's very sick, and but she is up. She was sitting at the table when I checked on her last time, and I brought her over some soup, some water, and some Gatorade. So it's been kind of rough in here without her help, because she helps out a lot. Yeah, the longer I drive it, I mean, I only took it for 5 miles, but on my way back, the whole dash was shaking. But if I jerk the car back and forth, there's no change, and it's not making like a wheel bearing noise. It's making it kind of did at the end, but it was the noise is coming from the dash. I think, I don't know. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that one. I'm just wondering because it seemed like it was low on power also. Like maybe the transmission. Yeah, that's got one of those weird transmissions, don't it? Ford Focus. Let me see what year it is. I'm just going to key it in. 2009 Ford Focus. Let me see if I can find out anything about the transmission. Just quickly here. It's a 4F27E. Takes Mercon LV. I don't know. It just felt really weird. I've never really felt nothing like it. Like I had the gas down pretty far and it didn't want to pick up speed very easily. I wonder what was the engine? It's just a 2.0 liter. Well, Michelle, you did make it. Yeah, Michelle is not feeling very good at all. Maybe she can explain more of what's going on with her. Oh, that's awesome. We got one of them delivered, Michelle. You did good. But I gotta get. Okay, I got the picture up of this. Yeah, I gotta get this. The customer just came in with this, and he's not sure he's gonna fix it, but he's gonna leave it here. He paid his bill up to date, but I gotta get this oil out of here because it stinks in here. So I'm gonna do that later tonight. I'm gonna dump it in the oil barrel. But yeah, it smells horrible in here. It smells like bad gear oil. And the last two of the cars I had in this week were gear oil problems. Yeah, what was the other one? Oh boy. Oh yeah, I did the differential on the F-150. I put the pinion seal in and the rear cover gasket. AutoZone did not bring me my parts until like 2:00. The guy needed his truck. He wanted his truck by noon, but he was okay. I got him out of here. And I did drive it and check it all for leaks and everything. It was good. I did end up tightening that pinion nut just like an eighth of an inch past my chisel mark. It didn't show up in the video. Yeah, she's very sick. Today is like she was sitting at the table when I got home or went to check on her, and that's the first time I seen her out of bed. What else? I had some more news. Oh yeah, that wheel bearing I did today, or with the ABS wire right there that was rubbed through. So I ended up putting the liquid tape on there, but it still had the code. So I'm like, because I cleared it off and I know I should clear off. So I'm like moving it around and putting it, fastening it back onto the fastener and stuff like that. Must have broke through the wire. So then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, hey, Mr. Green. Yeah, I hope she feels better soon. I miss her here at the shop. She does a lot of work and helps me out. But I'm like, okay, so I peel all the liquid tape off there, and that's some good stuff because I can barely get it off. I have to use a razor blade. And okay, the wire is split in half. So then I get a little piece of wire and I try to solder it on there, and I get it soldered on there, and it still don't work. So I'm like, crap. So I ordered the wheel bearing and I plug it in without taking this one out. Sure enough, the code goes off. So I'm like, all right, I got to change the wheel bearing because it's that wire. I just ain't able to fix it. Barely any room to fix that wire. So I just popped him in a new wheel bearing, and that took care of that. I got his oil plug out of there and changed the oil. That took care of that. But he's also got a transmission problem. He's throwing up some codes for those pressure solenoid diaphragms. So I told him we gotta get that in there, get it in next to fix that. So how's it going, Mr. Green? In California, is it pretty hot in California? Because it's in low to mid 90s here. It's been very hot all week, and we still got another couple days of this hot stuff. I just ain't been watching the news, and usually Michelle tells me how long this stuff is going to last. Fortunately for me, I do got air in the shop, so right now it's like a 73 degrees in here, so it's not bad in here. But outside, it's bad, at least for me. And then, so I got this wheel bearing to do, or whatever's wrong with this car to do tomorrow. And then an old Ford Escape, the blower motor quit working. So that should be easy. 6 oil changes then for Saturday. And then hopefully Michelle's feeling better by then and we can go watch the races at Deer Creek. Because it's a free grandstand night. We get to get in there for free. Mr. Green says, yes, it was up around 100, but cooled down today. Yeah, that's too hot. Yeah, AutoZone usually delivers whenever I call them, and they're from Austin. Hey, Nate. Wrench Sense is Nate. I do get deliveries every day from O'Reilly's, Napa, Johnston, and Auto Value, AutoZone. All the dealers in Rochester will deliver once a day here. Right now, I'm mad with O'Reilly's because they didn't sponsor us in the parade. I'll show you. I don't know if Mr. Green knows what we're talking about, but we were in the parade, and we asked everybody to, donate some water and some candy, and everybody did, but Johnston and O'Reilly's. Nope, I ain't seen no haze or smoke from the Canada fires. I think O'Reilly's will deliver even if you order parts on the phone. I don't think you have to be a business. Napa will, as long as they're coming this way. Nope, I don't. Of course, I haven't been outside very much, but I'm looking out there now, and it doesn't look hazy or anything. I remember the last time it was really hazy, and I got sick from that smoke. So yeah, I'm mad at with O'Reilly's. I spend a lot of money with them, and they could have chipped in something, but they didn't. And it wasn't for me; it was for the kids and for the old people in the parade. And I did hand out almost 200 bottles of water in the parade that day. So I'm sure I'll get over being mad at them, but they still owe me a labor claim that I haven't gotten yet. So I bought some Master Pro parts and they failed right away. JD lives across the street from me, a Wrench Sense, and he says he's seen the smoke in Sunrise in the AM, and he could smell it earlier. So yeah, I just didn't notice it. Well, JD's my neighbor, kind of, sort of, and he's a big YouTube star. Or I mean, Wrench Sense, Nate. I just got to go check out the door. I think somebody might have pulled in. Nope, I think we're all in the clear. Yes, I'm a little bit concerned with this little Ford Focus of what actually is going on. And I need to be able to diagnose that right away in the morning so I can get whatever parts come in, or I can deem it like, hey, this ain't worth fixing. Yeah, Nate, you got over 10,000 followers. That's awesome. He's building a 1928 Ford Model A in his garage right now, building a hot rod, and he's fabricating everything. He's a fabricator. That's what he does for work, and it's very hot where he works. So you think it's hot outside? It's like 30 degrees hotter in the building he works in. Oh, and then also today, that's a 1996 old body style Chevy. Well, yeah, 1996 Chevy pickup. And they called me up and said it's loud. And I'm like, oh boy. So I get it in, and JD's here now. Hey, JD. So I get it into the shop, and I'm like, I hope the bolts or the exhaust manifold connections aren't broken off or rusted through. But it turns out this is a catalytic converter. And then right behind that catalytic converter, the pipe broke out of it. So I just shoved it back in there and welded her up. Now the truck is almost gone. She's completely rusted. So it was nice and quiet when it was done, and he came and picked it up. Charged him a little bit for welding that on there. Wasn't too bad. He was more than happy. It's got 296,000 miles on it. They want to get it to 300,000 before they call it. Yeah, Mr. Green says, I've got a 2012 Ford Focus 2.0 Duratec 5-speed manual, still runs great, 228K. Yeah, this one seems to run good. The air conditioning works. Everything was fine for my first 2 miles. I didn't notice anything. Another half mile, I start noticing a little bit, but that's when I got to turn around. So then on my way back, the whole way back, I was driving the next 2.5 miles. It just started shaking, or not shaking, it was vibrating worse and worse and worse. And by the time I got it in here, I was like, I might have to slow down and start going onto the shoulder. And I just don't know, something like that starts off okay and then gets worse. I just don't know if that's a wheel burn. I thought it might be a brake caliper hanging up, but I felt all the wheels or the rotors, and they all feel like the same temperature. And I feel like it's coming from the front end of the car when I'm driving it. Yeah, no, I asked him, and then Justin, I tried texting Justin, and he never got back to me. So Justin's kind of my go-to guy for that. And he's higher up. He doesn't work there anymore, but he's a higher up in Rochester now. But he never got back to me. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If it's the caliper stuck on, because that's something that the longer you drive, the more it's going to shake. Or could shake. We had one car when I was working at Southland and Racine, or in Spring Valley. They pulled in, and when they pulled in, it started on fire on the wheel area because of the caliper was stuck on. I just remember everybody yelling fire and everybody running for fire extinguishers, and there's a lot of people that work there, so they had it handled. And I didn't get the job. It went to one of the other guys in the shop. But that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm gonna have to take it for another test drive tomorrow, or jack it up on the lift there and drive it like I did on that Equinox with the PTU that was out. And then that first beaker there, that's the transmission fluid. Black is motor oil or diesel oil, whatever. And then the beaker there in the middle, there's 3 beakers. The beaker there in the middle is out of the rear differential, black. And then that beaker there on the right, that's the same fluid that's in the oil pan. And then there's a piece of a pinion gear or a ring gear that's in that fluid. And the magnet I got sticking in there is just, it can't pick up any more material because it's full. Yeah, we can't do the hoist cable. Here, we're not going to do the hoist cable job because Michelle's sick. And she can't help me like with the comments and holding the camera while I'm working. So I'm gonna probably end up doing a long video on that because a lot of people are interested in that K-Tool lift. And now that the K-Tool people have warranted that cable, I haven't had to pay them nothing. They sent me the cable. Michelle called them up and told them what was going on, and we had to verify a few things, like which cable it was, and it's here ready to go on. So yeah, I'm gonna have to shout them out and do a video on it. And I'm hey Rob, how's it going? I'm completely satisfied with the K-Tool people. Like I was more than expecting to pay for that cable, but they sent it to me. So I'm very happy. Like I don't know if the other kind of lifts you get, the rotary people, what they would warranty that after 2 years. How's the weather in Pennsylvania, Rob? It's hot here, low to mid 90s still, and it's going to be for the next couple days. Yeah, Nate, we were driving by and we seen Lori putting out some plants the other day. That was before Michelle was sick. Rob says, speaking of cables, picked up my springs and cables for the garage door weekend project. Yeah, hopefully that goes pretty easy. Like you got to take the shaft out of that somehow to get that spring on there. My garage doors at home, the shaft is a 2-piece shaft. So some garage doors use one shaft. So yeah, I gotta wing it. These are I only got 3 pictures on here that I was able to get on here. So the oil, the exhaust, and then this damn sensor wire that I could not fix. I had to put a new wheel bearing in it. But those wheel bearings are pretty cheap, and this one was not stuck in there at all. So let's see what's Rob saying here. Smoky, smoky as heck. It's like 86 or so today, but I didn't feel bad. The smoke is taking the humidity out of the air and keeping it windy. So if that's the smoke that's coming from Canada that you're getting, the last time we got smoke like that from Canada here in Minnesota, I got sick. What was it, a couple months ago, 3-4 months ago? When that smoke was bad here and it came from Canada, I got really sick. Maybe that's what got you sick, Michelle. You smelling all the smoke from Canada. I'm trying out one of Benny's root beers he got me. What is this one? WBC root beer, Chicago style. Real sugar. See if I can figure out where it's from. Oh, another one from Spritzer Brewing Company, Glendale, Wisconsin. Man, this is the third kind of root beer I've had from that company. Yeah, this one is not bad. Not too bad. Rob Rob says, Canada keeping us on our toes. It's not good to be outside. I'm masking up to pick berries tomorrow night or tomorrow morning before work. So the smoke must be really bad if Rob's got to wear a mask. I think, yeah, Leisure is complaining about the smoke. He didn't say how bad it was there in Connecticut, but and then Nate said he did see some haze this morning and he could smell it, and that he's in Grand Meadow here. I'm a little bit confused by what Nate says here. I wasn't there, saw the pics. I'll figure it out. So yeah, with Michelle being gone and sick, it's a lot of work for me in here because we're scheduled heavy. Yeah, I just had to run uptown to some gal's cars broke down at the library, and I brought my jump pack because they said it needed a jump, but I think the starter's out of it. I bashed on it with I had the Ranger, so I bashed on. There's some scrap in the back. I found a brake pad, a scrap brake pad, and I was bashing on that starter where they were turning the key, and it wasn't doing anything. It was clicking. Pics of the city skyline, smoke bad. So it's worse in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. I remember the last time I got sick from it when it made it down this far, and we could literally like see smoke. I guess it wasn't that too long ago. That would have been the last time I was sick, and I know it was from the smoke. So then earlier this week, I did the Ram with the AC, and he's happier. And I did find out some more information. So it was having an intermittent problem the whole time, and one guy just replaced the compressor for no reason. And this truck, probably can put both pictures up here now. And it turned out it was this connector wasn't plugged in all the way, the one I'm holding there in my hand. And as far as the radio goes, the radio was just bad. But he was more than happy to have me find out the real problem. And he's a little bit upset with them other guys that replaced the AC compressor, and I can't remember what else he told me. But he picked it up yesterday and paid his bill. Yeah, yeah. The new wheel bearing had the plastic little thing in there, the plastic clip. So wrench sense. Nate says the last time it burned his eyes. The smoke from Canada. Yeah. Okay. Michelle says she wants some of the. What did you say? She put out flowers. Plants. Plants. They're plants. But yeah, we were driving by the other day and we seen a lawyer walking out with that stuff. What were we doing, Michelle? Going to lunch, or were we going home? Yeah, yeah. This one comes with a steel clip that slides on, or you got to switch that out for the plastic one. And I just got the cheapo El Cheapo wheel bearing. So did have a comment today on me putting the liquid tape onto those wires. I mean, if I can fix it, the wheel bearing's going to go out anyways eventually. I don't know when. Could last 1 year. Could last 5 years. But they drive that car regularly, so I just figured if I could save the guy a little money, I would. We're an economy based shop, so I try to save everybody money. I charge less with my labor rates than all the other shops. I do put on cheaper parts. I do stand behind all my repairs for 1 year, so warranty everything for 1 year. Me and Michelle were thinking about changing that to less time, but I don't know. I don't have any trouble. I don't have any trouble. Uh, it's been hazy here in Connecticut, and I can smell the smoke. Yeah, I think we were going to lunch, and we seen a Lori out there. So Michelle, are you feeling a little bit better because you came on here? You were sleeping all day. I was feeling a little sick on what was it, Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, but I'm getting better. I'm almost all the way better now. But I got to get rid of that 80/90 or the 75/90 or the whatever that is, 75/90, the burnt 75/90, because it stinks. Rob says 12 month, 12,000 miles was our dealership warranty. Yeah, I got to come up with a mileage. So 12,000 miles, that sounds good to me. So 12 months, 12,000 miles. That's what we're going to do, Michelle. Then we're going to put that in our policy. I've only had two warranty jobs. I warranted one after 2 years. But that's because he was a local guy, and he sends everything here. So didn't have no trouble with that. And that's the one that Riley's is supposed to do the labor claim on that I ain't never got paid for yet. But 12,000 miles, that would be good. Michelle says she's very weak. Chicken soup and still holding it down. Well, that's good. Make sure you hold that down. You got to have some food. Did anyone else see the video of the train in the forest fire? No, I don't get time to watch very much news. I didn't even have the TV on. Hopefully tonight I'll be able to turn the TV on. Hey Timmy, how you doing? Yeah, Rob, quit having them bonfires. 12, it's pretty fair that way. Someone who drives it like I do. LOL, but I mean, every now and then you get a dud part stinks, so you got to eat the labor, but cost of doing business. Yeah, I do eat it, but like I said, I can only think of 2 of them right now. Yeah, 2 of them in the last 2 years. So that, okay, now I just thought of a third one. So 3 of them in the last 3 years, 2 years. So that's not bad. And one was some front end suspension parts that wasn't my fault. And O'Reilly's supposed to pay me the labor claim, and they're not. So Timmy's just a little bit tired. Nate says, had a lady in GM at the apartments who had a neon with bad mesh. She had no money. We worked a trade, was glad to help. Yeah, I do that. I trade stuff and all the time. This guy asked me what I would offer for that Equinox, and I'm like, the only thing that's probably worth anything on it is the engine because it runs. Yeah, the body's completely rusted. The rockers are gone. Transmission oil is black. That doesn't mean it's going out, but it's black. The rear diff is black. The PTU is gone. There is another oil leak, like the rear main seal might be leaking a little bit, but it's got the 3.6 engine in it, so that might be the only thing that's worth anything on that. But it is an older model. What year is it? Well, it's a 2014, but it's a 200,000 mile engine, so I don't know how much that's worth. But I just told him I'm not interested. So he said, is it okay if I store it here for a few days? And I said, yeah. I said, when I get sick of looking at it, I'll give you a call. Why have you been up since 2 o'clock this morning, Timmy? Yeah, I'm not sure you got the parasite, but I know you're pretty sick. Yeah, so Benny brought me over more root beer on Monday. So these 5 bottles here, he was out on vacation, and then he thought of me, and he brought me these 5 bottles of root beer. That Kutztown, that so far is the worst root beer I've ever had. And then I tried the IBC, and I liked that, and now I'm trying this WBC, and I think this is pretty good too. So this one I'm trying tonight, the WBC, and this is good. Yeah, definitely that one's up towards the top. Montezuma's Revenge. Why is the spread out to good karma? She's down with the sickness. Yeah, it's something. She's very sick. Yesterday she couldn't get out of bed. Today spent most of the day in the bed, but I just went and checked on her like an hour ago, and she was sitting at the table, so that was good. I brought her some chicken dumpling soup, some water, and some Gatorade type stuff. Then I asked her, I said, do you need me to take care of you, or can I do the live feed? And she said, go ahead and do the live stream. Timmy says I was in the ER with my mom. Are you guys okay? I hope both of you guys are okay. The Colorado rotor, captured rotors. Yeah, here's that washer that was leaking. Maybe make that bigger yet. But he came in the other day to pay his bill and he said it's fine, so. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the fires going on in Canada. Well, yeah, let's put this Liberty engine up here. I haven't done nothing yet on this. I'll make the picture bigger. But you can clearly see that's a new head gasket and the crank main cap girdle. I was hoping to have time today to be able to turn that engine over and put a compression gauge in there. Just didn't have the time. And tomorrow's going to be busy too because I'm sure Michelle will still be sick, won't be able to help. And then I got 2 cars, possibly 3 now with that starter. So I got to go find somebody to help me get that car towed over here because it's just uptown. It's like 4 blocks away, so I got to tow it here. I thought maybe I'll order a starter and then change it in the parking lot, but I need to verify 100% that that's what the problem is before I order the starter. I can hear the starter clicking, so the question is now: is the engine locked up or is it just the starters out? And I think it's just the starters out because it doesn't like bang; it just clicks. I suppose I could order the starter and go up there and diagnose it and change it right there in the parking lot. But it's supposed to be hot tomorrow. That'll be too hot for me to do outside. We'll see what happens. Maybe one of my friends will come in and I'll ask them to help me tow it over here. Yeah, I know the last time that I seen the smoke in Minnesota from the Canada fires, it was bad. It was like it was like campfire smoke, but it was all over. And it was so bad that I got sick. I know I keep saying that, but what else could I put on here? Yeah, so I'm doing a video on the hoist cable no matter what. Just was gonna do that tonight, but Michelle's sick, so she can't help me, so well, I'm gonna have to do something else. I was thinking maybe Sunday I'll just do a regular long video, which I need to do more long videos anyways. I did the one on the fixing the diff leaks on that F-150, but I was a little rusty at it, so I need to do more. And I figured somebody would complain that I didn't check the drag on the pinion, but nobody's complained about that yet. But I've done so many. I just mark the nut and put it back to the same and make sure it feels okay. I set up all the differentials for my race cars, all of them. Never had any of those go bad, or have a bad pattern on the ring gear. Yeah, Daisy. I brought Daisy here yesterday for a while. Give Michelle a break. So yeah, I just it was 6:58 when I finally got over here to the computer to turn it on. Just got done helping customers. Nate says, just about got rear-ended by a semi on 16 on the way home today. Fun. Lady stopped partially in the road for oncoming ambulance on the other side of a hill out there, out of Spring Valley. Semi on my butt. Yeah, people got to back off, stop tailgating, and slow down. I'll guarantee you that one. Joe Boiler, 317. Not sure what that means, Joe. Oh, I meant to go on this one. You can go to McDonald's. I decided I'm not eating things from America again. I'm going to have to start getting my food from Rob. Yeah, Rob. Let me show you this. As soon as I can find it. Man, I got a lot of pictures up here. I get so confused of where they are. Rob, there's Rob's Kebabs right there. No, the ads don't help me be monetized. They just allow me to make a little bit of money. No, to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 subs, 5,000 hours of watched video, and then you have to go to approval, and then you have to have an AdSense. Is it AdSense account? Let me see what it says. AdSense account. Yep, because I have an AdSense account for my website because I got ads on there. And then there's just another part of AdSense that's for the YouTube. I don't know what to put it on. Put it on this one. So yeah, Rob's got a garden. He grows a lot of his own food. He cans. Rob's always busy doing something. Yeah, that's Rob Norton that's on here. So yeah, them guys send me some of their pictures and then I put them up. JD sent me. I can make this bigger. JD's in Nova Scotia, Canada. That's a picture that JD sent me. Leisure sent me a picture of his old modified. Rob could start a CSA called, I don't know CSA, but Rob's Kebabs. Rob even thought that was a good name. Perfect name, I think. Was a CSA like a food truck? Michelle was gonna start a food truck. Just looking here for another picture. Benny's Hot Rods. We'll just put Michelle up here. She was feeling a lot better in this picture. The guy that has this car sent me the 5 bottles of root beer. Actually, he's gotten me 7 bottles. He gave me 2 bottles before that. Let's let Michelle have some screen time. Let me see what else I worked on this week. So I did that, just did that Chevy, welded that Cadillac converter pipe back on there. Had the ABS and track light on that Impala, and then I put a wheel bearing in there. Yeah, I finished up the diagnostic on the Equinox, and it needs a new PTU. I told him, I said, if you can't find nothing, I said, if you want to get a PTU off Amazon, I'll slap it in there for you. Let me look it up here how much the PTU is for a GM one. I have it on his estimate right here. Okay, I did have it on his estimate. I still have it here. So it's $1,939 cost or list price. $1,783 my cost for a GM PTU. There's no sound. Oh, I hear somebody pulled in. Just hold on.
Are you still up, Pete?
Yeah.
You should be home sleeping.
Oh, we're open to 8.
You are?
Yeah, 8 to 8.
Yeah. Nice one. If you're busy, you staying busy?
Oh yeah, we're booked out. I doubled up the day to get you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It needs to be fixed.
Okay. Yeah, in this kind of heat, you got to have something.
Open up the windows ain't quite like it used to be, is it?
Well, it's not enough when it's this hot.
Yeah. Well, you take care.
Okay, I'll get back to you tomorrow.
You bet. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Okay, it was a customer dropping off their car for tomorrow. Their blower motor ain't working, so that they don't have no air conditioning. So hopefully I'll be able to figure that one out. Oh, there's no sound on his video. Okay. Yeah, Michelle's giving the lettuce the finger. Super late models, 3,000 to win. 300 to start. That doesn't seem like very much for a late model. I'll have to find out how much they pay every night out here for just the modifieds, but it's a lot. Not that it's not $3,000, but they're modifieds. I'm going to say it's right around $2,000 every night out here to win. And most of the nights they have out there are bigger races, so some are up $5,000-$10,000. Yeah, it's probably the resistor or the blower motor. Yeah, bad connections. They're known for bad connections. It's an older Ford Escape. Let me look. I'm going to pull it up. And see what, because I worked on this before. (2011) Ford Escape, 98,000 miles. I should be able to figure that one out fairly easily and fairly quickly. Get the parts ordered. Get onto this one right over here. This one, I have a feeling that it's going to take me a little bit longer. I just have that feeling. I drove it. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like a wheel bearing to me. And when he dropped it off today, like it's here for the wheel bearing, and it's like, well, I hope so. So he's got a bad feeling about it too. No, we haven't had anything that had lettuce on it. What was the last stuff we had lettuce on? I was thinking about that the other day. What was the last thing I had lettuce? We did have some fresh garden grown, homegrown green beans, yeah. Timmy says I'm not raced till August. Almost every track here in Louisiana where I go is closed until August. That's weird. Nate says he missed the diagnostics. Yeah, it's a big part of it in today's world of fixing cars. Like I do spend a lot of time on the computer, on the scanner, depending upon what it is. No, usually the blower motor wiring's inside. Usually they don't get to that part of it. But the older ones were known for the resistors, like Nate said. So yeah, I got to get that burned gear oil out of my shop because it smells horrible in here. It's starting to annoy me, actually. Yeah, I just couldn't believe I couldn't fix that wheel bearing. I got it right here. And it came out. I didn't have to pound it out of there or anything. It fell right out of there. It's been replaced before. I don't know if I could tip this camera down so you guys can see this. Move some of this stuff out of the way. But I ended up trying to solder this wire. Yeah, that liquid tape is some good stuff. I cannot peel it off. I can't even peel it off with my fingers. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's broke somewhere else. This connector's all busted. The extra tab for the little plastic, because I found one of them little plastic clips and I stuck it on there, but the tabs broke off for it. But I could wire tie it on there or zip tie it. Yeah, somebody put some grease in there in the axle splines. But it was probably just as cheap just to replace the dang thing. rather than fix it. So I should have just went for that. I tried to save a guy just a little bit of money, tried to fix the wires, which I would have stood behind it anyway. So if I would have came back in with another busted wire, I'd have said, okay, it's time to replace it. I'll cover the labor, you buy the new part. That's what I would have said. But it turned out the best situation. Now O'Reilly's is gonna. Where did I get it? Wherever I got it from, they'll have to warranty it if it goes bad, but it won't. See if I could get this picture bigger now. But yeah, the motorhome can lift all the tires right off the ground. And them are big jack posts. They're like 2 inches. Yeah, I rotated all these tires on Sunday, this last Sunday, and then I washed it too. But now we're camping over beside the house, so I'm not able to do very much to it. But it's too hot to work outside anyway, so I want to put a little hitch on the front so I can bring my motorcycle when we go down to Florida. Yeah, so I was going over some of the stuff that I did this week. Yeah, I did the F-150, the rear differential leaking. Oh, I did the Colorado, the front brakes and the front brake calipers. An oil change and tire rotation. I did a 99 S10 that was leaking brake fluid out of the brake line caliper washer, the copper crush washer. It was leaking through that washer. The 2010 Dodge Ram with the air conditioning that wasn't working, and I figured that one out. He was very happy. No, one guy is like, bruh, you can't use liquid tape or whatever. But what if you're doing a diagnostic like Eric O and you have, I don't like to poke a wire, but what if you poke a wire and you got to put something on there? Very seldom will I tap into a harness, but sometimes you got to poke through just because you have to do your diagnostic. Too quick to see. I tried to come to one of your live streams the other day, but I think it was last night, but it said it was private. I couldn't get on. So you're in Ontario, okay. JD is in Nova Scotia. But yeah, I tried to come on there. I was sitting at home relaxing, and I got a notification, and I wanted to watch your live stream, but it said it was private. So was the sky orange because of the fires that are going on up there, or what? Or was it just a nice sunset? Yeah, I'm doing Mimi boards only sometimes. Oh, member boards. Members only sometimes. Okay. Oh, you got to be a member. Oh, yeah. Michelle says, tell your neighbors to stop having big bonfires. I'll be at the track tomorrow live. Yeah, the fires. Yeah, I don't. Rob said he's in Pennsylvania. Rob said he's got lots of smoke. He's got to wear a mask tomorrow morning when he goes out and works in his garden. And then Leisure said something like, "Yeah, it's bad for him too," and he's in Connecticut. And then Nate said that he's seen some haze in Minnesota today, and he could smell it. So Timmy, that all depends on your class. So usually a hobby stock class, I'll run like a 15 psi on the right front, a 10 on the left front, and then like 10 to, I guess, anywhere from 15 to 8 pounds in the rear tires. It all depends on the track conditions, how much weight your car is, how fast you're going. There's a lot of variables, but it sounds like you're pretty close. No worries, Rob. You just do what you got to do. Am I up here? Yeah, I'm up here. People complain about the smoke. I'll be standing next to the nitromethane top fuel dragsters at the track. Also, you got the big cars are racing tomorrow. Is that NHRA are up there, or do you guys got your own class? Yeah, hobby stock. Yeah, Leisure knows too. So left front 10. Yep. Or left rear 10, left front 8, right rear, right front 12. Yeah, well, I know like for sure with Leisure's race car and my modified, you need to try to start your tire pressures as low as you can because they will build up pressure. So when your tire gets too much pressure, you have less traction because it's hard. Different when you can't escape it. Nate said it's different when you can't escape it. Yeah, I've never been to like a top fuel or a funny car race. My brother's been to a couple up in Brainerd, and he said they're pretty wild and very violent and noisy. Also, burnt nitro smells good to me. Yeah, I don't know what it smells like, so I've never been around a car that runs that type of fuel. It'd be interesting. I'd like to know what it smells like. So maybe sometime we should go to a drag race, Michelle. I'm in Ontario. Lots of smoke here. It's test and tune tomorrow night, Saturday and Sunday Pro Street. Yeah, but is it the NHRA? I mean, that's the only thing I know that runs. It could be a smaller sanctioning body, I suppose. They still run nitro. I watch them on TV, or the NHRA, I do. Once in a while. Might be the only thing on. 12,000 horsepower is pretty wild, yeah. My brother, the first time he went to Brainerd, one of the cars blew up and a piston landed right on a car that was beside him in the parking lot. And then my brother, he took the piston and got the heck out of there. And now every time he goes, he collects old pistons out of the cars. NHRA, yeah. So the big cars are going to be there. It'll probably be on TV too. I've been to some tracks like Cedar Lake in Iowa, and it's like test and tune nights. So you'll get a variety of amateurs there, but no really like nitro cars or anything like that. No, nothing that goes over like 200 miles an hour. Motor exploded last week. Yeah, honest to God, that scares me if I'm a spectator. I mean, even when I'm at the dirt tracks. We had one guy that, I don't know if he left his transmission bolts loose or something, but his transmission exploded and pieces were all the way down the front straightaway. But nobody did get hurt in the stands or anywhere on the track. So that was good. I'll be streaming it, all that. So we'll see if we can catch that tomorrow night. It's run what you bring tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be cool. I don't think I would ever run a Top Fuel or a funny car. To me, that seems kind of dangerous. I mean, even the pro stocks, they're just crazy horsepower. Yeah, I don't know if I'm scared. I'm scared that pieces are going to fly and kill me or hurt me. That's the part that scares me. Because I know when you're building or these engines, I mean, they can blow up. They're mechanical devices. So yeah, I haven't worked on the Kubota yet. People ask me what it's doing here, and I just tell them what I know. Nate says IMO Pro Street and Pro Mod classes are funner. Yeah, there's my skid plate. Timmy says hobby class cheating doesn't mean breaking academic rules. It means using smart shortcut tools and hacks to skip tedious manual work and achieve great results faster. Well, I don't know. I always thought cheating meant breaking the rules. I guess you could cheat and not break the rules. You could just call it cheating, like you skipped a step. Maybe. I use that term a lot in the shop, like when I beat book time, I'm like, I cheated. I took the radiator out through the bottom. And the book says to take it out the front end. Wrench, come this weekend and I'll have betting on my stream. You can CNA bet loyalty points for fun. Time for some dinner. I'll be right back. I'll hang out with you until I go to sleep tonight. Well, that's cool. Thanks a lot. I do need to catch up on some of your streams though, but I did see one the other day and I was like, awesome, I'm gonna be able to catch up a little bit. And it was private. So I can't believe nobody's never said nothing. Like I bash Fram oil filters, but yet there's one on my race car engine. But it is a little bit different. These HP4s are some good filters. Fram racing filters are some good filters. There. It says racing right on it. And I looked up the specs on it before I used it. I think like the next closest filter to it is a Moroso racing filter. Michelle sent me I think it was a TikTok or a Facebook video or something of some Aussie guy having a A&W root beer float, I think. But I want to go now and get some ice cream and make my own root beer float since I got all this root beer. Wrench Sense, Nate says, I only use Wick or Napa Gold on my own stuff. Yeah, I don't like Wick's filters. I use the Napa Pro Selects, but the Napa Golds are too expensive. I can put that picture up here. So the difference between Napa Gold and Napa Silver, I'll show you right here. The filtering media on a Napa Gold filter is less dense than the filter for the Pro Selects. So the Pro Selects, they say, can only go 5,000 miles, but because this filtering media in the Napa Golds is less dense, I think they say you can go 15,000 miles. I think that's what the rep told me. IMCA modified inspector regularly use durometers to test rubber hardness, and modern sanctioning bodies utilize advanced lab testing and laser scanners to detect chemical baselines. Yeah, I raced IMCA for a few years in the modifieds. Now, Walter's here. Hey, Walter, how's it doing? How you doing? You got any smoke there in Michigan? Napa Gold filters are no longer made by Wix. Premium Guard now makes them. Yeah, that's the other thing the rep was telling me, but I just couldn't remember who was making them. What are you having too quick? What are you eating? What's for dinner? Nate says there are videos on YouTube that compare all brands' full mileage on them. Wix almost always takes first. Stafford Speedway has a rope-a-dope machine to check tires. Rope-a-doper. I don't know. They never checked any of my tires. Oh, they would check. What were they checking? They did check them one night, but it wasn't for hardness. Can't remember what they were checking. Oh, some tracks that I raced at didn't allow grooving. That's what they were checking for. Macaroni of beef. Yeah, I like that. Macaroni of hot dogs. Macaroni of beef. I got this hot dish I make. It's macaroni, tuna, peas, cream and mushroom soup. Oh, I love it. I gotta go get a I suppose a Mountain Dew or something. I'll wait a few minutes. Yeah, so the last week I forgot to tell you guys, I went to the scrap yard, took all our scrap. So let me just give you the breakdown. I had unprepared, which they call shreddables, 1,400 pounds. I got $87.50 for that. Aluminum breakage, I had 143 pounds. I got $14.30. Aluminum radiators with iron, I had 45 pounds, $13.50. I had aluminum cans, 82 pounds. I got $57.40. I had odd sheet aluminum, 37 pounds, $25.90. I had pure aluminum radiators. There was only one, and it was a condenser. 5 pounds, $3.50. I have 1010 extrusion, 49 pounds, $39.20. Total of $241.30 I got last week when I hauled my scrap. So it's not too bad. I had 4 bags of cans that we collect here in the shop. I think there were 4 bags, $57 for all those cans. The guy said I crushed them too much. He said he'd prefer them double the height of what I'm crushing them. He said we cannot bale these. He says he has to mix them in with other cans to get them baled. I was thinking I should crush them more. Nice little haul, yeah. So I don't know, it's like a 50 mile round trip. I took the van. Yeah, the gas didn't cost me that much, and I did take half the day off or whatever to do it, but I got to do it. I can't have all that scrap laying around here, and I got a couple cars out there we got to scrap next. There's a couple aluminum transmissions. I want to tear them all down and scrap them out. I guess, yeah, transmissions, automatic transmissions. I did not haul any of my good scrap. I got all my brake rotors, all my good steel piled up in a pile out there. So once I get a big enough pile, then I'll take the good steel. Probably rotors, I could haul them in a load by themselves. By the end of this year, there'll be enough for a whole load. Walter says he's got smoke here, tough day. Talks are O'Reilly's buying Napa out. Napa Gold filters are made by Wix. Another channel, Royalty Auto Service, puts out 2 videos on this. Yeah, I watched some of his videos. I did hear one of my customers came in the other day and said that O'Reilly's was buying Napa, and my Napa guy was here, and he got all upset about it. But the Napa guy was saying, yeah, they're trying to fight it because they're thinking it's going to be a monopoly thing. Nope, I didn't get no $36,000 check. They did want to buy it. The guy did want to buy my van. I didn't know really what to say other than another guy came and asked me if he wanted to buy it, and I said no. I said I want to turn it into the A-Team van. Yeah, being hot out and smoke. I mean, I didn't notice much smoke today, but Nate did, or he said he could see a haze. The last time it was bad here, I got sick. But yeah, if it's smoky and hot, that's terrible. And Rob said he's going to have to go out. He's in Pennsylvania. He's going to do his work on his garden tomorrow. I'll show you his garden. But he said he's going to have to wear a mask tomorrow. Let me find the dang picture. Yeah, here's Rob and some of the pictures of his garden and all his vegetables. He made some kebabs the other day. Michelle was going to drive to Pennsylvania. And I was thinking it's Rob's Kebabs. He cans. Rob's going to be prepared if there's any kind of a natural disaster or emergency. Rob's going to be prepared. He's going to be one of those people that everybody's going to come to. I must have missed a comment. Let me put I don't have it on all the comments. I had to have missed one. Oh, yep, I missed it. It wasn't on there. Had to put our dog down too. That's not good. I got your first one where you said there got smoke today and a tough day, so that's why it's a tough day. Yeah, I'm still my dog died a few years or like probably 20 years ago now, and I still miss my dog. I got a couple pictures of him, and I don't like to bring up them pictures. It brings up memories. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't want to ask or pry, but was your dog old? My dog died of old age. And I had to go to work that day, and Dad was around, so I'm like, Dad, can you sit out here with my dog? I don't think he's gonna make it. So Dad sat out there, and he said it was only 2 hours. I got to work, and Dad called. Too quick to see. I got a Dodge Ram done up with Dale Earnhardt stickers yesterday. I swear Dale Earnhardt would be rolling in his grave. I got a story about that. So one day, it's raining, and it's race day. It's Saturday. So me and a couple of my buddies, we all got our cars on the trailer, and it's just kind of sprinkling. And then one of my buddies said something about Dale Earnhardt, something bad, and a lightning bolt struck right down close by. as soon as he said that. I guarantee you that guy never said nothing about Dale Earnhardt again. Had paint, I can't say the word. I know how to say it. Pancreatic cancer that was spreading, finding out Tuesday. And that's too bad. I'm very sorry. Now I missed another comment. Oh, sorry to hear that, Walter. Our dog had to have an eye removed today. Oh my God. What happened to his eye? But I didn't. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know what we'll ever do without Daisy. Good thing she's only 3. And Michelle, if she gets loose, Michelle gets mad at me. She's like, because we're right on the highway. She's like, what would you do if Daisy ran out on the highway and got run over? And I'm like, I wouldn't know what to do. It's set up for off-grid. Pete installed extra solar panels. Actually put some small window AC that draws significantly less power than the central. Yeah, but it doesn't keep up. I don't know. I must have missed some more comments. Lori used to hang out with your dog at the shop in Racine. She told me about it. Yeah, that was my dog. Most of the time, I'd bring him with me. They let me have I built a little doghouse outside the shop for him. And then all the delivery drivers would drive around the back of the shop over there, and they all brought him treats. And then I worked on that end of the shop, so I was always over there and made sure he had water and food. Well, that's awesome that you remember that, and I do remember Lori going over there. I take some pickles. Do you need? Yeah, he'll take. Too quick said he'll take some pickles. Still missing comments here. The strawberries. Yeah, I had it on. That's Rob that comes on here. He's on here. That's his own little garden, and he's going to be the one everybody comes to if the world comes to an end. Walter says his dog was 14-year-old Pomeranian that had a good, long, spoiled, very loved life. That's awesome. I know our dog Daisy. She gets anything she wants. In 14 years, that's a lot of years. So, but it's very sad. I don't like to hear stories about dogs. It makes me think of my dog. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I'm just gonna have a Mountain Dew. Somebody text me. I better see who that is. Somebody needs to get their car in. Let me see. I told her she could come on such and such a day. Let me tell her what time I need it here. Yeah, so we're on schedule. I'm on schedule. I told her to bring it in Monday, and she says, what time? Well, I could take it in the morning or the afternoon. I'm thinking I'll take it in the afternoon. I'll just tell her. We'll see what she says. Yeah, Rob's got a nice little garden. That's very inspiring, and I keep telling Michelle that we got to do something like that. I could use some big tomatoes. Too quick it says I got a 6-pack of bottles of Mountain Dew today for $3.49. Well, that's pretty cheap, I think. That made my day better, he says. Yeah, they don't want you drinking sodas. It's a conspiracy. Maybe it is good for you, maybe it ain't. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew, and I ain't had nothing wrong with me yet. And Nate says, if you need help with that wiring off grid on your RV, I can help. You should see our haul our camper conversion sometimes. Yeah, I just need help knowing if my big cell phone tower batteries are good or bad. Let me show you a picture of them. I mean, they have been discarded, and I'm recycling them, but they just must be bad. Is it this one? No. A couple more down. Right here, I got 4 of these batteries in there. They're 147 pounds a piece. They're AGM, but I don't have no tester that can test the load for these batteries if they're good or bad. I'm thinking I should just replace them with some 8Ds. Deep cycle. And then the solar panels are on the top. That's our charge controller. The inverter remote inside. Oh, where's that other picture? Yeah, there's the inverter. Check them with a multimeter and build a benchtop power supply out of an old ATX power supply. Yeah, I got a bunch of old computer power supplies. I mean, the voltage is good. They just don't last. Gel batteries might be smart with bumps and stuff. Yeah, I mean, they would be. I'm stranded, flat tire. Mr. Cookie, where you at? That sucks. You got a flat tire. I just spilled a little Mountain Dew. I think I got almost all the flies killed. Yeah, I know, but they're more expensive for the gel batteries. It takes too long to make a benchtop power supply. I've made like a half a dozen in my life. Yeah, I made one that can power up the old GM radios to test those. I used to have to test a lot of GM radios. The square AC Delco radios or Delco. They're Delcos. Mountain Dew Code Red. I don't like any of the alternate Mountain Dews. I only like the regular Mountain Dew. And I don't like it if it has cane sugar. I only drink it if it's high fructose syrup. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah. No, I know. And I got some of those power supplies that are, you just hit the switch on the back and it turns on. Or else you have to do something with the wiring. You have to connect 2 wires together to turn them on. Fancy. What do you mean fancy? This is the brown wire usually. Yeah, I can't remember how to do it. It's been a long time. But I save all the power supplies. And if I got too many of one kind, then I scrap them out. I'll save all the transistors. And what else do I save out of those things? I mean, I cut the wires off. I still have a bunch of the wires I cut off, and I use the little pieces around here. And then the ones with the small 4-pin Molex connectors, I use those on a lot of my projects. I don't know. I just don't like the different flavor Mountain Dews. I just don't. I tried them. What else can we see on here? Oh, the state patrol lady. She called me today. I gave her my Swift number. So I got that done for you, Michelle. She called me. I gave her the number. She put us in the system. So we're ready to go the next time a state vehicle comes here. I guess maybe I have never tried the Code Red, so maybe I should just try it. I know I've tried some of the other flavors and I don't like them, but I can't say that I tried Code Red. I can't say that I can eat. I've even seen it in the store, so I don't know. Well, she hasn't responded back to me. I told her after lunch. 1 p.m. I told her 1 p.m. I've never tried Mountain Dew mixed in any kind of alcohol. I think Michelle does. Yeah, the other flavors weren't good. So maybe I missed the Code Red because the other flavors killed it for me. There was something I was just thinking about. Oh yeah, here's Michelle's device. She's been a little bit quiet. Oh, there she is. Yeah, Michelle, you were supposed to go get your device today, but yesterday, but you got sick. Too Quick says he's got mango juice to go with gin. Don't usually drink. And I'm thinking about drinking this weekend on the stream. Yeah, I'll have some beer when I'm doing my live streams. I just ain't ready for a beer yet. It's been a hot day, and I worked hard today, and not too hard, but I worked hard, and just ain't time for me to wind down yet. And your internet box should be in, Well, I hope you get feeling better by at least Saturday, so we can go out to the races, because that'll be fun. Plus, we need to do some like short videos because Timmy wants to see what our cars look like. No, don't blame me for that Too Quick. Oh, Nate sent me some pictures. Oh, you got a little bit going on there. Not 100% familiar with that. I'll show this picture in a minute, but what do you use that to power in your trailer? Oh, so it only take you a couple beers to get a good buzz going, and then you can cut her off so you can drive home. I'm gonna. You said that's tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get on there. Me and Michelle usually go to after work. We'll head over to Car Bar to get a drink and a sandwich. No, I'm coming on. I'm coming on there tomorrow. And then Sunday before James live feed, and he's on his trip, so we don't know 100% sure if he's going to have his live feed or if he's going to have it at a different time. I did not check his community page and put it up on Rob's Kebabs. Rob was still here. And then when I get done having my cigarette here, I'm going to show you guys a picture that Nate just sent me of his solar stuff. And then he can explain it to you. Get you a bunch of viewers. Yeah, no, that's what I could do. I could put it up onto the internet so everybody can see Too Quick to See's channel. Give him a shout out here. I'll give everybody a shout out that I know that's on here then. Well, here's Too Quick. So let me go back and put this on. So here's Too Quick to See. Oh, you're almost there. 903 subscribers. I know I started counting down when I was getting at that range, and it wasn't too long ago. It took me a long time to get enough subscribers. Yeah, you guys will have to check his channel out. And the other day I seen one of your shorts, and I'm like, that was an amazing short. But I didn't realize that was from you because Michelle was showing it to me. Yeah, the one with the car that crashed into the... Yeah, it doesn't say I watched this, but I did. And I liked it and stuff, I think, but I didn't realize that was you that posted that. And then she was showing me when I got home that night because she found it too. And she was like, did you see that? That was Too Quick to See's video. All right, then Wrench Sense, Nate, right here. This is his channel. Look at that. 10K subscribers with 50 videos. That's amazing. And I've been watching some of them, trying to do the best I can. I have limited time, but I will try to support you. I know that's not an excuse. But when Michelle is here, she's using the computer, and then when she's not here, I got to use the computer to help people and fix the cars. Oh, it's been rough. Who else on here has a channel? I'm coming back. So let me know who else is on here that has a channel, and I'll give you a shout out. Oh, Timmy. Let's go see Timmy. Can't forget about Timmy. So put it back onto the... Let's find Timmy. So I'm giving Timmy a shout out here, and he wanted Michelle to watch one of these videos. And Timmy is in Louisiana, and he's a race car driver. He's getting a few more subscribers. He's got a longer ways to go, 182. 84 videos. Said he might race in Mississippi a little bit. I told him, I said, get all the experience you can get. Go to every track you can. All right, I'm going back. I'll show you this picture that Nate sent me. Figure out how to do this. Yeah, I'm back. Wrench needs to edit 2 Quicks videos. Yeah, that's what I mean. You're on the computer. I just can't come over here and watch videos. I suppose I could get one of my other computers going. I mean, if I got a laptop in my area, I'd rather watch the YouTube on the laptop. I honestly only watch the YouTube videos on my phone when I'm an hour before bedtime, or if I'm out on the road somewhere. Oh, thanks, 2 Quick. When I want to be, Wrench says, when I want to be pretty good with the editing, I use DaVinci Resolve. It's a lot of work, so I don't get too heavy at it. Wrench, 2 Quick says, Wrench, I got 2 guys to edit my videos starting today. How do you get 2 guys? You got to pay them? I use let me see, how do I make that happen? Well, here's the picture Wrench sent me of some solar charge controlling setup. I was wondering, what do you power? What do you use the power for? Yeah, I wish I could afford somebody to edit my videos. All right, let me see. Okay. All right, I got something pulled up here. They are doing it for free to support my channel. Well, that's awesome. Thinking about hitting up the college or university. Here, I'll show you what I use. I'm going to put it back on the computer screen. This is what I'm looking at right now. This is the OBS Studio. And you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing right now. The comments are over here, the viewers and the chat rate. So then I can just click my desktop now, and this is my editing software, and it's a video or Visual Studio, or what is it called? Corel Video Studio. Corel. Then you can see here I made all the edits. Yep, there's that. I had to change that wheel bearing out. But this stuff costs like $65 a one-time purchase. Now there's the codes. So yeah, I like this stuff. I tried some other stuff, but this seems to work the best for me. Too Quick to See says he uses OBS too. You know, I think that's the best. And then I'm using the Droid Cam, and it says Droid Cam right on the screen. So I should pay them whatever they want to get that off of there. I just don't care. Nobody's complained about it, so whatever. Also, Wrench uses that setup to power a fridge, a Maxxair 110 volt outlets, exterior and interior lighting Shore power. You can switch over to shore power TV, DVD. So how long can it run the air? Like I'm gonna have to try it maybe tonight. Unplug it from the shore power and see how long it can run 550 watts. I mean, somebody that's smarter than me knows how long or how much power it takes to run 550 watts for so much time. I'm not good at those calculations, but you do have to know how much your batteries are capable of and then compare that to what they're doing to determine if they're bad. Like, I know how to test car batteries with the old style testers and stuff like that. I think maybe my digital tester can test those batteries. I'm not sure. Probably can. OBS is good and Droidcam is good. I use OBS with a laptop and 4 cameras to do a surround video and stream driving a car. Yeah, I was watching you. I didn't know you had that many cameras. It's a lot to manage here doing all this. I haven't figured out how to leave a picture up and then add pictures. Buff Del Campo knows how to do that. And he's the one that told me about this OBS. So thanks to Buff. If you put a smart shunt into it, the app does it for you. Okay, so I gotta get a shunt, which is a device that turns current into milliamps or millivolts. It turns the current into millivolts where you use a meter. Yeah, I got a bunch of shunts, but I don't have a smart one. I'm gonna go back and look at one of the ones. Let's go back and find it. You guys can come with me. I got some shunts. I'm gonna turn the camera. Let's go back here. I think I know where it is. Whoops. It's in this drawer. Yeah, here's a big shunt. But it's not a smart shunt. Yep. Here too quick. See, I'm saving these wires out of a power supply. And then down there somewhere, yeah, there's another power supply. A couple of them, maybe one back there. That's the one with the switch on it. Oh, I use that to power up. Where's my Tesla coil thing? Oh, and these are some transistors that are out of one of those power supplies. And then these are just some of the stuff I build. Yeah, someday I'll turn on that homemade Tesla coil thing I made. Yeah, I got another one over here. This is a bought-in one. Yeah, we could turn this one on. See what happens. So turn the power on up here. Now if I turn the switch on this thing, well, I don't even know how to use it. I thought it was plugged in. Here, this switch. So, can you see that? I used to have a bulb somewhere. Well, kind of. I got this one. And the light. So I got to turn this light off. There. And it doesn't hurt. And I could go up higher. Okay, I'm coming. I'm getting out of this area. Go back to my station. Yeah, I want to build a 12-foot Tesla coil too and put it outside. And if somebody comes in that I don't want them to hear, I'll just turn it on. Let's see where that left off on these comments. Smart shot, yeah. DaVinci Resolve is the best. I never tried it. How much does it cost? I have stripped so many electronics. Don't make an EMP. 12-foot Tesla coil. Yeah, I don't like to do anything illegal. I think maybe a GPS jammer. I don't know. I use GPS on some of my things I build. That one up there on the top with the little screen on it and antenna, that does GPS, and it's a tracker. And it latches onto any open Wi-Fi and then transmits your location to me, the GPS coordinates. Stun guns suck, especially when someone turns it on to my accident and then they grab a hold of you. Yeah, no, I had a cattle prod once that I made, or I converted. Cattle prods use a lot of D cell batteries, I think, and they're very long, so I shortened it up and put a different kind of battery in it. That little one I was playing with can Bluetooth your radio or your playlist to it, and it sounds pretty good if you play some 80s or AC/DC stuff on it. And let's make a potato soup gun. I don't know. Oh, potato gun, I think he means. Let's pretend we're teenagers. I don't know. Wrench made me go back there to get that shunt. And then at the place I used to work at, they had some Coors diodes. So I need to go back there and see if I can buy some of them from her if she still has any. And I want to. It's the same Coors that made Coors beer, and they made diodes too. And then they put their Coors logo on the diode. Stud diodes, which I still use them stud diodes all the time. Potato gun, yeah, I know. You don't know where the soup came from. Maybe that's because you're having the macaroni and beef or meat. Macaroni and meat, is that what you said, or beef? Hamburger, macaroni and hamburger. Yeah, one of my friends builds them to shoot T-shirts out. So when he goes to an event, he has his own business, and instead of shooting potatoes, he shoots T-shirts out of them into the grandstands. Bullying me into drinking on my street. No, I'm not having any beer here. It's Mountain Dew. I'm not accepting any responsibility. There's a disclosure down in the bottom of my description for this live feed. Yeah, you can promote stuff. I wouldn't be able to afford the amount of T-shirts this guy gives away, but he gives a lot of stuff away to promote his business, and then it's a tax write-off for him too. Leisure says he doesn't drink enough. It's good to take a break once in a while. Okay, and I'll have to defend myself somehow, so I'm going to have to be on the live stream. Yeah, no, I don't know. The other night I had was Nate here and I was drinking too much. I was slurring my words a little bit. Of course, I slur anyways, but I do have, I wouldn't say a speech problem, but I don't know. I never had that problem when I was younger. I don't think it's a good image to be like drunk on a stream, or at least drunk. I don't think buzzed would be too bad. It's just people will remember that. So if I want to make somebody a moderator, I can just click on them. I don't know how to do that. Let me see what it says. Add as moderator. All right, I just made Michelle a moderator. See what? Tell me what that does, Michelle. Yeah, click on them and then go down. Yeah, I did. I added Michelle. I don't know what that does or what it allows people to do. Or I'm new to this. No, I just clicked on Michelle because I had her set up to be I don't know, allowed her at one time to post and edit videos and all that, but then she switched accounts and we haven't got her back to doing that yet. Because it'd be nice if she could post videos on here too. But we had some issues going on how she could get signed in and stuff, and then she had to change an account and add an account. We just never got her back on. Walter says he watched one that passed out on their live stream. He was drunk too when it happened. Yeah, I just don't think that's a very good image. Especially I want to be here for a while and gain people, and honestly, when somebody comes on here and they have a question, I like to at least try the best I can to help them. I'm sure there's some liability on that, but if somebody has a code or an issue, and then all you guys are there too, and you guys know probably more than I do, and you guys help them fix their cars too. So that's really my whole thing is I just want to help people. That's why I'm here at the shop. That's why I'm doing this. I do the videos. Honestly, most of my repair videos, I'd say 90% of them are trying to help people. You know, and I know there's a lot of other people channels that I watch, and that's what they want to do too. I just think with the direction of the auto manufacturers right now is to go in the wrong way. It has been going the wrong way for a few years, and our economy's going the wrong way. Everything's going the wrong way. The parts are going the wrong way. Everything. Yeah, the other day I couldn't get a delivery from O'Reilly's because they didn't have no delivery people. And I think the same day, AutoZone didn't get here until 2:00. Usually they show up at 8:30 if I have an order from the previous day. But it's just I think everything's going the wrong way, and there's some serious stuff happening, and we got to get a handle on it. Minnesota doesn't want you to drive any cars that are older than 10 years old. It says I could control everything. Mashada. Tool, back me up, brother, this weekend and say you saw Pete telling me to drink. No, I would never tell somebody to do the wrong thing. Oh, I'm not saying that's the wrong thing, but I'm just saying be responsible. That's what I'm saying. My viewers will know I'm talking. Michelle, you got my back. Nate says, I don't do much fab work anymore for KFI. I'm a machine maintenance repair super. Table lasers, screw compressors, robotics, welders, etc. So yeah, I knew that. It's going to take me a little while to learn everything. So when you're a moderator, it turns your thing blue. But Nate has access, and everybody's super friendly there too. So if he needs something cut out onto the laser cutter or fabbed up or bent, I'm sure they'll just do it for him. Pete, I'm doing it because I know you wouldn't do the wrong thing like that. Yeah, no, I know you're just kind of giving me crap. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I got my things finally set to all comments. I did that a little while ago, but you got to do that every time. Well, I'm going to find something here to look at. Yeah, JD worked on a Kia Sportage the other day. He's in Nova Scotia, Canada. And it had a 5-speed in it. But anyways, this is kind of where the shop that JD works at. And JD is Peekaboo on here. So that's on Eastern. Not Eastern time zone, but Eastern part of the Canada there. Yeah, Michelle helped out last live feed quite a bit. That made it go a lot better. I think they're better than they used to be when they first came out. But yeah, it's just interesting. The first time I've ever seen one. I think JD said it was the first time he ever seen one either. I don't know what you're getting at there, too quick. Yeah, the Hyundai, they're going to warranty that engine, or they are warrantying it right now. Look at all that metal in there. Copper, a lot of copper in there. You know where copper comes from. Copper comes from the rod bearings. Yeah, and JD's the one that told me that Hyundai would warranty this engine. Sure enough, they do. They will. They are. It's an engineering defect. That's why they're doing it. Well, I think Hyundais have an exceptional warranty on their cars. Anyways, don't they? That's if you're up when I get home, Michelle, because Michelle is not feeling very good at all. There's my Busch Light collection. Don't anybody get thirsty now. Oh. Yeah, all these beers are sitting right beside me. I could start drinking them when they're warm. I got beer in the refrigerator, I guess. It'd only take like 4 of them. Yeah, Eddie was over today and he's like, "What are you doing with all these Busch Lights?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my Busch Light collection." He looked at every one of them. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear the finals on it, on the Hyundai, but I know it's at the dealer. I wonder if I put all these in the refrigerator, if they'd still be good. Some of them are from the early or mid 2000s, I think. So they'd be like, some of these are 20 years old. Yep, so I just got one car tomorrow that I'm gonna have to come up with a plan, and it's sitting uptown, so I guess I'd like to get it here because it's so hot outside. Plus, I don't know exactly what tools I need to change that starter. Oh, what kind of car was it? It's Chevy Cruze. I'm gonna get some sleep soon. I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. Well, I think you only need 5. If the world was ending, I'd drink them. Well, I wouldn't drink them warm. You can drink them, and if you can't get off the toilet the next day, you know. That's gold in them pleats. Yeah, on the oil filter. No, that's not gold. No, that's copper. Now, Leisure's just messing around. I wish it was gold. If we put it in a pan with some sand, it would pan out just like gold. I'm bringing my gold panning kit along with me when we go to Florida. I'm a pan at the beach. Bringing a metal detector, my gold panning kit. I fall asleep to burnouts 50 feet from them all weekend. Well, you must be tired. It is a lot of work running a shop and a YouTube channel. I wake up to 3,000 horsepower revving. You must live right by the track. I'd love to live by a racetrack. I'd figure out a way to get in free every night. Anheuser-Busch products work better than X-Lax. I drink Busch Light. I have no problems. Where's my can of Busch Light? Oh, there's my can. Now that picture was a couple years ago. This is in the shop, and that's my corn burner. It looks like I got oil going into it. I fed oil into my. It's a pellet burner. I mean, and I used that to heat the garage shop. But it got so sooty with burning the used oil in it. It worked, but I ended up going back to pellets, and then I made a big enough area in there with some grates that I could burn chunks of wood. One night I burned pine cones from all the pine trees. That world would have ended if I woke up the next day. I would know Busch Light saved me. Haha. Yeah, here's the house shop. But the pellet burner is not in there at this time. This might be before I started working in there for a business. But I got the modified in there on the hoist right now. Grandma and a Corvette. Yeah, that Corvette. Okay, she finally said okay to coming in at 1 o'clock on Monday. Yeah, that's my Grand Am, and those wheels are on the Ranger right now. Not this Grand Am. Oh gosh. I got that Firebird sitting back here at the shop though. This one. We got to get her running. She don't run anymore. Buff. Hey Buff, how's it going? You're gonna have your live stream in about 45 minutes, right? I was looking for my Grand Am with the. How come I can't find it? Well, here's the 97 Grand Am. That's the one that was at the house shop on the hoist. And those wheels are on my Polaris Ranger right now. Yep, right there. All right, have a good night. Too quick to see. See if I could join you tomorrow in the live feed so you ain't talking about me. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it. The rear axle rusted out of it. 45 minutes in Buff Del Campo. All right, so everybody, I got to go back. Just hold on. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, getting set up here. Going back onto the computer screen. So here's Buff Del Campo, and he's going to have a live stream. You got 2 people waiting already. Wow, you're doing good on your subscribers, 7.9K. Oh, that's awesome. I'm giving everybody who has a channel a shout out tonight. So yeah, we're busy here in the shop. It's been hot. It's been real hot. I got the air conditioning on right now. It's 73 degrees in here. Nate sent me another picture. Let's see what this picture is. It's this countertop. Looks like a countertop. Looking out of his there. It's hard to see. Get a little reflection onto the when I'm doing it like this. Yeah, so Buff's having a live stream at 10 p.m. Central Time. I'll be checking that out tonight. It's 81 in the motorhome, but I turned off. Why did you turn off the AC? Yeah, we moved the motorhome over by the house, so we're camping right beside the house. And that thing doesn't. It isn't insulated the greatest. Like when the sun's shining on it, it gets hot in there. Yeah, we're gonna have to have, and I don't know what we're gonna do when we go to Florida, but it's gonna be hot. I mean, the air conditioning works. It's got two central units up on top, but to run those units, we got to be plugged in. And the coach has normal like AC that like a truck would have. So and it blows out good. So I guess we have to have we got a generator. I guess we could run the generator. So we don't have to be plugged in. We can run the generator. We'll be okay. It's just that the little I did put a little 5,000 BTU one in the window the other day just to see if it would work, and it does work, just not when the sun's beating down hot. I just wanted to see if the batteries could run that with the inverter. And it does for a little bit, but not as long as I think it should. So I got to get the batteries changed out. But we still got a couple months. But the batteries are $300 a piece, and I think I'm going to get 2 of them. I don't want to, but I think I have no choice. Oh, it's just, yeah, Michelle is under the weather bad. I think she got the lettuce parasite. But anyways, yeah, so she's getting hot and cold. But yeah, I'll probably just stay on here a little bit a while longer, and I better go over there and make sure she's taking care of herself. Yeah, we used the little one last night all night long, and it was fine in there. And the little one's only taking 500 watts. The one of the roof ones, 1860 watts. I can view that on my I got the inverter. Let me show you inverter remote. So in there it tells you what your batteries are, what your AC voltage is, and then what wattage you are using at that time. And then that's the inverter, 3500 watt. It's got a transfer switch in it, so if you lose shore power, it will switch to the batteries automatically. And them are the batteries I have right now. They're cell phone tower batteries, discarded ones. I got them for scrap price, and they're 147 pounds a piece. And there's 4 of those in there, so I got 600 pounds of batteries in there. These 2 I put on the passenger side, and I made my own little holder. But the ones on the driver's side, they're sitting in the battery tray, the normal battery tray. But I think these batteries don't hold as much power. I think they're bad. And Napa's got some 8D marine batteries, deep cycle batteries, put it that way. 8D, 1400 and something, 440 reserve capacity. So I'm just wondering if them batteries would run our stuff longer. The only way to find out is to at least buy one of them. And then the charge controller for the solar panels looks like that. And then there's solar panels. Where are the solar panels? I only have 2. They're 235 watt sharp solar panels, but I can only fit 2 of them up there. I got 8 of these panels, but I can only fit 2. Yeah, well, lithium batteries are completely, they're so expensive. That's not an option for me. When I was doing it for my house, nickel iron were the best ones, but I couldn't afford those either. And I thought about making my own, but decided not to. But yeah, I use these batteries at the house for years. But I don't do much solar at the house anymore, so I moved them to the RV. Yeah, I'll have to think about that if I want to sell them. But I got 6 more of those solar panels. And they're 235 watts, 24 or 28 volts or whatever each. I wish I could put one more up there. That charge controller can handle one more solar panel. So let me tell you this. These solar panels are wired in series. And then the charge controller, they go into the charge controller. Let me put up the screen. And then, but my motor, the motorhome runs, everything runs on 12 volts. So then this charge controller takes the high voltage from the solar panels and charges the 12 volt batteries. And this is like when we first put it on. So this is like, it can charge up to, I've seen it at 27 amps. Here's the little solar bike I built, or electric bike. I don't have it anymore. Uh, I would drive this back and forth to work when I lived in town. And the cop pulled me over, said I can't be driving that on the road. He said if I catch you again, uh, I'm gonna put it in the back of my squad car. He said. I mean, this is only like 10 years ago. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I've lived in this town all my life, and you say I can't drive my little bike that I built by myself? I made this whole thing myself. You're saying I can't drive this? Oh, I was upset. Yeah, I cut down a bike, a big bike, and then I put kids' bikes wheels on it. Now those solar panels for Subarus sitting in the dealer lot. There's three. It's 36 volts. There's three jump pack batteries in there, and there's the motor right underneath that solar panel. Yeah, 24 volts. I wish I could run 24-volt system in the RV, but the refrigerator runs on 12 volts. What else? All the lights inside. There's fluorescent lights in there that are 12 volts. I changed all the other lights to LEDs. They're all 12 volts. Everything in there just runs on 12 volts. So I can't switch it over to 24. At the house though, I do have 24 volts. I still do because it runs. Where is it? I have a picture of it. I still heat my water at my house from solar. And there's some lights in the house that still run off batteries and solar. But I have a picture of my water solar panel if I could just find it. But it's a what am I trying to say? Here's a charge controller I built. We'll put that up there until I find this other picture. Solar hot water panel. So here's the water panel at the house. And this heats my hot water at the house for 2/3 of the year. So this is antifreeze in here. And then this is I can't remember, a thermal solar panel. So the sun heats these tubes and fins in there, and then I got a pump in the basement and a spare water heater that I put a 25 feet coil, a 1/2 inch copper, a soft tubing in it. Then that whole water heaters run off city water. So this panel heats all that water in there, and I can switch back and forth between water heaters, but it's all runs on city water, and this antifreeze is totally separate. But there's a pump that pumps it through that coil that's inside the water heater. So my solar panels at the house run this. And this does save me a lot of money. And I've had it, I can't remember, I have to go look at the date on it, but I think it's been running on the side of the house since 2012. I use it every year. At that time, our town didn't allow any like scooters, or if you had a electric bike, it had to have pedals on it. That's what I mean, it's not. I wasn't paying the highway tax or the state tax. That's the problem. Now, if I would have that scooter, it's completely legal. I got to get a city license. It costs $10. They got golf carts, so you can run Polaris Rangers, golf carts, scooters, electric scooters. You can run everything now. Every single thing. But back 10, 15 years ago, they didn't allow golf carts. They didn't allow scooters. The only thing you could have is electric bicycle, but the electric bicycle also had to have pedals. Probable cause in this town is practice. But I was good with the police at that time. So I don't know if he was just having a bad day or if he was mad at me for some reason or he couldn't catch me one day. I don't know. Nate says my ceiling lights are 12 volts. Just need to step down. Yeah, I got a bunch of those step down stuff too. I had to buy a big heavy duty one for the house. Yeah, no, I always tried to make money off of building like my own inventions and stuff, especially with the circuit boards and all that. I just never made any money doing that. So here, let me show you my circuit board. So right here, I designed this circuit board and had it made, the green part made for me. But here it is after I assembled it, and it's an analog charge controller, or maybe it's digital. But this is back in the day where you had to design circuits, and I couldn't remember how to do this now. But it's a diversion controller, so here it is fully assembled. And this was for a little wind turbine I built. And it'll charge the batteries, and then when the batteries get full, it diverts the power to a separate like water heater or dummy load. I still have it and it still works. And I would give away some of these boards so other people could do it and like advertise, say, hey, you got to tell people you got this board for me. And I tried to sell them. I just, it never worked out. All right, Buff, I'll catch you in a little bit. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for the support. Can't wait. It's only a few more minutes. No, I really gotta. I really feel bad. The Michelle's at the motorhome by herself right now, especially when she's sick. Like I went over there before the live feed and I brought her some water and some Gatorade and some soup. I'm like, is it? Should I stay here and be with you, or is it okay to have go on the live stream? And she said it was okay. So I came here. I figured she was up at the table at this time. The first time I seen her up out of bed. So I figured she would come on tonight, and she did. But I need her to start feeling better because I I miss her here at the shop helping me. Plus, I'm here all by myself. If she's not here, I have nobody to talk to. Uh, Nate says you would love my job working on Fauna robotic controllers, stuff like that. Actually, I wrote my own software too. I could write Windows software. I could write apps. I really wanted to do the software thing, and I really promoted some of the apps. I got 5 apps on the Play Store right now. You can't see them because your phones are too new, but they still work on your phone. Just that the Play Store don't let you download apps that are not up to date, so it won't show you the apps. Here, let me see if I can bring them up, and I'll show you a picture. And I made a hell of a good lottery program to help you win the lottery. Just none of that stuff ever. I never made any money. Let me go onto the Play Store and find my apps. How come it won't let me see my other apps? Oh, and then I have to have AdSense too, because some of these apps, some people still have them, and they have one of the apps has ads in it. I used to make some money because I had things you could buy in my app to make the app work differently or more, not differently, but added features to the app, and I used to make some money on there. I actually made quite a bit, I suppose. There used to be a spot on here where I could see my other apps. What's a PLC? Okay, I think I found it. Okay, they removed 2 of my apps for some reason. I only have 3 right now. Interesting. Programmable logic controller. Well, is that a microchip? I could do microchips. I could do EPROMs. I could do ESP32s. ESP. I could do ESP modules, Adrenos. And Michelle says she's still at the table. I'm not sure what, like, is it microchip or is it AMD? I don't know. I can go on the internet and look in a minute. So I'm still using my Straight Talk home internet box. Seems to be doing pretty good. Michelle's got a new box ordered for her. So we're going to leave one here when we go on vacation at the house so I can get the house and the shop, because I beam my internet from the house to the shop. So once we get hers working, we'll put that back at the house, and then we'll take my Straight Talk one with us on the motorhome. That way I have access to all my weather stations and my security cameras and security systems. So I could keep an eye on everything when I'm out on the road. Plus we got a lot of people here that are just gonna keep an eye on the shop. Our city police department now parks on the road outside my shop every morning, because I complain about everybody going too fast on the road. They do. When the cop's not sitting there, they are speeding on the road, and somebody's going to get hurt. Well, Nate was just telling us he almost got rear-ended today. It was farther down on this road, but it's the same road. Just a month ago, somebody got killed in Spring Valley walking across the road. Terrible, an old lady. And Michelle, that's right where we turned to go to Michelle's apartment. And I know I've seen that lady, and I always go extra slow. There's a lot of people that walk across the road right there because the grocery store is right on the other side, and so is the gas station. It's just terrible. People are in too much of a hurry anymore. Yeah, I didn't know all this stuff. I learned from a guy that worked at IBM. He invented part of the hard drive, the old style hard drive, the bigger ones, the hard disk ones. He invented a part in there and ended up settling in a lawsuit with IBM, and he didn't have to work there anymore. But he helped. There was more than one person that developed and made that hard drive, the original style one. I mean, computers still have those in them now, but now they're switching more to the SSD style hard drives. But so you want to use an SSD to start your computer up and get all the stuff running, and then you want to use a regular style hard drive to store your information. That's basically how you want to do it nowadays. Although I use an SSD to start my computer, and then I have my laptop has 3 hard drives in it, and I think I only have one like old style normal hard drive in there, and then 2 SSDs, which I need to get a bigger SSD to start it. So I'm putting it back on the phone cam. So here's the 3 apps that they're showing that I have on the Play Store right now. They took off 2 of my other ones. And now I'm going to search on the internet for programmable logic controller just to see what it says. Now, since I haven't heard of it, I probably can't do it. I know what they are, but I probably don't have the software to do it. I thought these things were like programmed on the unit. No, but I'm sure I can't do that. I wouldn't do it anyways because I just don't do that. I did flash a new EEPROM for a guy's snowmobile once, and it worked. And then like my Corvette had an EEPROM in there that held the calibration, and that's how I learned how to do EEPROMs. So the Corvette, I have a picture of the EEPROM. It's just not one that I had done, finished. I'm just gonna go get my drawer EEPROM or MEMCALs. Remember the MEMCALs, Nate? I made my own MEMCALs. I'll go get some of that stuff. Yeah, I don't have an assembled one here, but here's my box of MEMCAL stuff, and here's the little MEMCAL board I've made. I think the rest of the MEMCAL stuff is that. Here's some I have left, but anyways, you could run this as standalone, or you could put a 90-degree header on there. And then plug your MEMCAL in here for the other little chips of the resistor pack. Yeah, let me show you. The one I got on here in my pictures is more assembled than these, except it's missing the part where where your other MEMCAL plugs into it. And then you can run many like 256 tunes on one chip, but I would only run 2, and you could switch your tunes on the fly, which was really cool. Tuner Pro GM stuff from the 90s. Yeah, I got a whole box of MEMCALs at home, and I got the programmer. I got all the stuff. I'm just going to look for my Memcal picture because I have one that's more set up. And this one that's more set up, I think I made my own resistor network. Gosh, I can't find it. It's on here somewhere. It's more towards the bottom of these pictures. How come I can't find it? I thought I named it Memcal. It ain't in these pictures, is it? No, it's not in them pictures. I'm just not seeing it. Oh boy, well, I lost that picture somewhere. Where would I put it? It's probably in one of the Corvette ones. There's the thermostat I made to run my furnace at the house. Well, I used to work at how did you end up with at Racine? Well, I always just worked on cars. That's what I could do, and I didn't take no college classes. But then when I was working there one day, Andy was driving by the shop. I was leaving home to go home. He's like, "You need a job?" And I'm like, "Well, not really." And he's like, "Meet me at the Quonset Saturday morning." So then Andy Andrew and then his team of people taught me how to do a lot of this stuff. Mike Weed, the guy that invented part of the hard drive at IBM, he taught me a lot. Then after they taught me the basics, I was able to take off on my own a little bit. I cannot find the Memcal picture. But I just think I'm best at fixing cars, and that's what God wanted me to do. Nope, I cannot find the Memcal picture. It's in there somewhere. Enough messing around. He went to Riverland Tech in 1996 to 1997. I just always had an interest in doing stuff with wiring. So I didn't know this until like 5 years ago, but my mom told me I was born in a lightning storm. And guess what time? Right at midnight. So you guess who else was born in a lightning storm at the stroke of midnight? Has anybody got the answer? Somebody knows the answer. That is really weird that I could not find that Memcal. Well, Michelle does. Well, that's because I told you that story before. I swear to God, it's got to be here. No, not here. It's not there. Now this, it's got to be in these pictures somewhere. No, it's not there. My thing says 4. All right, let me see where maybe it's in with the Corvette. Let me find the Corvette. I can't even find the Corvette pictures. Yeah, Leisure's here. Well, we can put it on Michelle for just a minute. There. It's probably I'm like going through all these pictures and just throwing up miscellaneous stuff on the screen. No, I can't even find the Corvette pictures. Same, that's why I worked for Permstar and Roch, subcontracted for TerraRex, building around automated package equipment. 100 plus hours to wire a single cabinet. 2.5 miles of 0.75 blue wire. That's a lot. Automated packaging equipment. Yeah, Andy built a lot of stuff that he was able to sell his stuff. Here's the starting units. I built these all from scratch. We sold hundreds of these. People still have them, still use them. And once in a while, I get one shipped here and I got to fix it. But it's repetitive work and it's working for somebody else. So, I mean, I did it. And I'd still be there if Andy was alive because he treated me really good. Nope, I've looked a couple times. I cannot find any Corvette pictures. I cannot find any memcals. I might have put it in with the Corvette pictures, but I don't know where I put the Corvette pictures. I think I'm gonna have to go through these pictures and just take some out that I don't want in here anymore. There's no other way to organize them any better, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, there's only 2 pictures in this one. There's the Daisy dog. Yeah, there's a few pictures I could get out of here. I need to, come up with new pictures all the time for having these live feeds. Yeah, I'm gonna stop looking. This is getting old. Yeah, maybe I just needed somebody else to help me figure it out. Yeah, we should be making more money. Hey, Alan, how you doing? I seen you. I watched a couple of your auctions the other day. Yeah, we're just getting down to the end of her. Yeah, I got a couple cars to fix tomorrow. I got to go get one towed here. I got to tow it here. This Ford Focus up there, that thing is got a vibration in it. The Jeep was given to me. I just got to put it back together. I got a Ford Escape outside. I got to fix the blower motor. It's hot outside, and there's no blower motor to blow the air conditioning out. So 3 of them for tomorrow. We're all just kind of winding down. Here's a 68 Chevy I worked on. Michelle's sick, so I got to go home and take care of her a little bit, make sure she gets something to eat. I think she's got the lettuce parasite thing that's going around. She is not feeling good at all. Let me put it back on me. Yeah, she is not feeling good at all. She was in bed all day yesterday. I don't think she got out of bed until just I came over there to check on her before the live stream to see if it was okay if I still did it. I brought her some water, some Gatorade type stuff or stuff like that, and some soup. And then I talked to her for just a few minutes, and then I asked her if it was okay or if she wanted me to stay there and take care of her for the live stream, and she said, "Go ahead and go do it." So, yeah, it's our neighbor's truck. I've done a couple things to that. I fixed the oil pan gasket on that thing, and I did fixed his turn signals and a steering column up. It was all loose and missing parts. And it's hot outside, so it is just a little bit more difficult to sleep sometimes. Oh, I'm not sure on the carburetor on that one. I can't. It did have a 283. Had a 283 in it because he thought it was a 327. But when I had the oil pan off there, I was able to confirm that it's a 283 large journal. Daisy's taking care of Michelle. She probably wants to see me. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking of. But it looks like the tires when I didn't actually check them, but I just looked at them when I walked by it because I just drove it in 3 minutes before I went live. I had enough time to lift it up and just put my hand by each brake rotor. to see, because I was wondering if it was the brake caliper, but tire could be too. Yes. I don't know. Did they have quad jets in 1968? I know this truck had a quad jet on it because I rebuilt it. My van is a 79 van and it's got a quad jet. It's never been rebuilt and it still runs. I drive it. Never been rebuilt. Where's my van? Yeah, my van. Yeah, I took this to the scrap yard just the other day. It's got a quad jet on it. I gotta pump it and pump it and pump it to get it started if it sits for more than a day. But it's got a quad jet on it, and I'm almost 100% sure it's never been off the engine. I don't think a Holly can do that. And back when I was a kid, I could afford a Holly, so we had to learn quad jets, or I learned quad jets. I learned how to soup them up a little bit, how to make them work better, and I can rebuild a quad jet in no time. And I think it's pretty easy. I guess I like Hollies too, like the 1850 or the 4150 style. I've never worked on a Dominator, never worked on a Predator. I have worked on some Carters. Motorcraft, the Motorcraft aluminum 2-barrel or whatever, I worked on them. I'm gonna do a short video for the. Are you talking about? Let me put up. Are you talking about this truck, Alan? So this was my boss's truck where I worked at. I'm sure you've seen this truck around, Nate. But the only thing I got to do on this truck, I didn't do none of the lowering or none of the wheel suggestions or anything. Yeah, cute quadjets were Carters. Yep. But I got to rebuild the carburetor. Yeah, I think it's a 1984, and that's the original paint. It's just been buffed out and some kind of sealer applied to it. That was the whole thing of the truck. Is like he wanted an original truck, and then instead of painting it, I can probably make it bigger. Instead of painting it, I don't know if it's a clear coat. It's like a satin, probably a satin style. And then the guys in the shop, I wanted to go. I didn't want to work late every night, but they lowered it, put a lowering kit in it. Well, I might have helped put the front springs in. Something with the front springs or spindles I did too. And I rebuilt the carburetor. We had to drive it in and out of the shop every day. I never took it anywhere but in the parking lot. But he did a lot of work to this truck. Yeah, I'm gonna call it end it pretty soon too. I'm starting to get my eyes are starting to get a little bit tired. I think it's because I'm in the air conditioning all day and the AC takes the moisture out of the air and my eyes get a little tired. Or it could be that I just said I'm tired. And I got to stay on schedule, so I can't come in late or anything. I get here about 7:30. Yep, I'm all caught up there. I mean, besides for the Kubota, I plan to do that this winter. And they never asked me if I wanted to do it. They just dropped it off here. Yeah, have a good night and don't work too hard in this heat and tell them guys over there they got to get some air conditioning in there. I'm pretty sure I know they have air conditioning in the office. So yeah, just gonna wind her down here. I'm gonna shut the air conditioning off this for tonight. I think I gotta shut the air compressor off, turn the lights off, put some of the stuff away I drug out, grab my popcorn, picked up some cheese popcorn. I don't think there's anything else I need to bring. I'm driving the Impala. So I'm driving the Impala. I put some gas in it today. She was getting pretty low. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. Hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Don't work too hard in the heat. If you got to be out in the heat, drink lots of water. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of the week until I see you again. And I got to come up with some more pictures. So, signing off, calling it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And you can catch me next time. So, have a good night, everybody.